Hey everyone, I'm John Lynn, the founder and chief editor at Healthcare IT Today. We're excited to bring you another in our series of interviews with top leaders in health IT. We're here at CES and our guest is Antoine Robiliard. He's VP of Health Solutions at Withings. Welcome, Antoine.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always good to talk with you. Withings is always pushing things forward, but this one I think is particularly interesting because you're focused on kind of the enterprise market and the physicians, which is great for Healthcare IT Today. But before we go there, tell us a little bit about yourself and Withings.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Antoine. I lead Withings division dedicated to the healthcare industry. For those of you that don't know us, Withings invented the smart scale 15 years ago. And since then, we've been developing devices to help people take care of themselves, blood pressure monitors, scales, sleep tracking mats, pretty much tracking everything that you can think of to health at home. What we're really good at is to find our way into the daily life of users for a very, very long time. And thanks to that, we've created a division for the healthcare industry that we'll talk about more today.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I step on a Withings scale every morning.
I appreciate
So
it.
I know all about your scale.
How long have you been stepping on it?
Oh, I don't know, a lot of years. Too many to count. I also have the temperature monitor, which I use for my kids all the time. So I've used a lot of your product, but today we want to talk about blood pressure cuffs. Tell us, what type of blood pressure monitors does Withings offer?
We have a few. Our first blood pressure, we launched it in 2011, the first connected blood pressure. And since then, we've iterated on it. We have devices that are really focused on our consumer market. So how do we help consumers, users, to take care of their blood pressure? And we have this new one, the BPM Pro 2, that we've announced that is really designed for care teams, made with care teams, mainly for patients. So happy to walk you through the different ones, but I think the big change here is going to be the BPM Pro 2.
Yeah, so certainly people could go check out the consumer ones, but I think that's what's interesting about the Withings Blood Pressure Monitor Pro 2, right? Like it's designed for care teams. So tell us more about it. What makes it unique versus other blood pressure monitors that either you author or other people?
So what makes it unique is that it's the first blood pressure. First, it's cellular. It's the first cellular blood pressure monitor to collect patient-reported outcomes. Okay? The whole idea behind this blood pressure that we, again, developed with care teams is to help them to scale remote patient monitoring at home. And we do that by helping them to streamline their workflow, by driving more engagement with the patients, and by being more confident on every single measurement that comes from the devices. And I'm happy to deep dive in all of the features. But really the idea is how can we help care team change the way we monitor blood pressure at home by generating not more data, but better data for care teams.
Interesting. I mean, I didn't realize this until I started in here, that it turns out blood pressure changes if you're sitting or you're standing or right arm or left arm. And did you do it right? And you not? I mean, is that the kind of data that you're collecting? And how does the device collect the data from the patient about the blood pressure reading?
So it's a very good example. It's one example. It's around the precision and the accuracy of the measurement. By working with care teams, we realize that they spend a lot of time calling patients to confirm when a measurement is high. You give a blood pressure to a patient, it's going to take the blood pressure at home. Sometimes the measurement is high. And it can be high for a lot of reasons, but when it's high for the bad reasons, you're going to want to focus on that. But way too often, it's because the patient didn't take his measurement in the right conditions. And we've heard crazy things. We've heard people taking blood pressure while walking, while smoking, and because of that, it creates, a burden on the care team to call. So we created a simple feature that is called retake measure. When care teams can define a specific threshold per patient, and when a measurement is above that threshold, we're going to prompt the patient to take it again. We'll walk the patient through simple breathing exercise and re-explain to the patient how to take the measurement. Sit, put your feet the right way, your hands the right way, your arm the right way, blah, blah, blah. So that they will retake that measurement, that will send again to the care teams, and they'll know. Then if that second measurement is high, you're going to want to intervene. Yes. So that's really one, the precision of the measurement is really for us important. We used to think that, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm going to give a blood pressure to my patient, he's going to take this measurement at home. doesn't work this way. It's harder than that. How do you generate engagement? How do you generate data that you can trust? That's really one thing that was important for us.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So tell me more about like, why does getting this context from the patient's daily lives, why is it important, for blood pressure readings? What are some of the, I assume you heard feedback from the care teams about, I love the retake, and that just happens autonomously, right? Like it's not like the clinician saying, hey, please retake this.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
The other thing is, how can we get context around the measurements?
Okay.
So the other thing that care teams spend a lot of time on is calling to understand what happens in the daily life of the patient. Did you take your medication? How do you feel today? Think of the CHF workflow, for example. In congestive heart failure, you want to understand how your patient is feeling. Are you short of breath? How do you feel compared to yesterday? So they spend a lot of time calling to get this information. And what we realize is, well, we have a specific moment where the patient is engaged. The patient is accepting his condition, is taking a measurement. Why don't we ask this question at that specific time? So we've created the ability for care teams to create questionnaires, customized and specialized per patient at the patient level, to send those questions to the patient. So the patient, after taking this measurement, let's say the measurement is high. We have to take it again. It's still high. Maybe we want to understand why it's high. Did you take your medication? How do you feel today? Do you have other symptoms? So we capture all this information and send this insight back to the care team so that they can, better triage and better understand who should they focus on as fast as possible.
Interesting. And what do you see as some of the context you think that will make sense to use the BPM Pro to, unlike most of your products, this is not a direct-to-consumer model, right? It's just for care.
Yes. We talked about medication adherence. Medication adherence in hypertension is quite critical. That's one use case that we think is quite important. CHF is another one. These questions, we spend time with care teams that really spend way too much time getting this information. But we've heard also other ideas, like people want to understand satisfaction. They want to understand other information about the health, like how did you sleep last night? They want to be able to send them a little message like, reminder, you have an appointment with your doc tomorrow. That's something that is doable as well. And the beauty of this is that it's not us talking to the patient. We're not doctors. We don't know what to say to the patient. We've created the infrastructure to allow care team to do that. So they can virtually think about anything they want to ask to the patient and capture this information.
Interesting. So talk to me more about the workflow for the care team. How does the BPM Pro 2 kind of impact the workflow for the care team? Do they get those messages through a portal? How are they interacting with the device remote?
So it's pretty much up to them. The way we work is we interface with a lot of partners that use API to collect information from our devices, and these partners will deliver the product to their patients. We also have a remote patient monitoring solution that health system doctors use on a daily basis to remotely monitor the patient, basically. And from that interface, that's where they can set up the whole thing. They can set up, okay, John is going to get the CHF questionnaire every day. I'm going to create a medication adherence questionnaire for Antoine. I want it sent every week. And this information will flow back into the platform. Where we're being very mindful is it's not about more data. It's about better data. You don't want to have to read the answer to all these questionnaires every day. What you want to trigger is an alert on one of the questions. So on the CHF workflow, you might want to say, if I have a yes to this question, I want a red flag. And this will happen in the interface directly. This platform can be connected and integrated within EHRs so that doctors can see the data where they want to see it, or it can be like as a standalone platform.
Very interesting. Well, where can people go to learn more about the BPM Pro 2?
They can go on our website, withingssolution.com. They can reach out to me on LinkedIn or email, antoine@withings.com. You can reach out to our team. We're very, very excited about this product. And honestly, I've been in this industry for 5 years now, Withings for 10. This is the first time we see such a reaction from the industry. We've heard so many positive feedback about any product launches, but that one triggered real, quick and fast interest, because I think we're really showing to care teams that we can help you. We can help you in your daily task. We can help you save time. We can help you focus on the patient that actually like needs you right now, and we can help you on your daily everyday jobs. So I'm very, very excited about this product. We're starting to ship patients like now, and I'm looking forward to all the impact that we can have.
Awesome. Well, Antoine, merci. Thank you so much for taking time. I loved learning about the BPM Pro 2, and I love that it's definitely more of a care team focused product. Withings has created some incredible products over the years, unique approaches, the watch that lasts 30 days. Love that. I mean, what an innovation early on. You had so many innovations. So it's great that you're bringing them to the various care teams and doctors and nurses and other people. So thanks so much for talking to us, and thank you for listening, watching, and listening. If you want to find more great healthcare IT content like this, be sure to check it out at healthcareittoday.com or search for Healthcare IT Today on your favorite podcast application. Thanks, Antoine.
Thank you. It was great.